Welcome back to the channel. The use of automation in software testing is becoming ever more popular, and it's important to understand the basics and how it can be used to enhance test efficiency. This tutorial and many others will help you to test with confidence, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more great content. We don't need automation for automation's sake. These tools are not cheap, so there has to be a benefit in using them, whether it's financial or an improvement of test quality. Let's begin by studying a business scenario. We can then look at the thought process that I used to help senior telecoms managers make balanced decisions. Let's start by looking at the test environment. This was made up of some mobile handsets, 2 radio sites, and the core network. The system required people to be on-site in a test lab to make manual transactions on a handset. Data sessions were initiated manually on one handset. And this is the simplified path it took when using data to view social media or when using other apps. When a mobile call was made, it needed to connect to another handset. So this is the path it took. This test environment was completely shielded from the live network, where everyone made their mobile calls or used data to watch videos. There's more to add so you can see the whole picture. The application under test was a network monitoring tool, and it allowed users to examine the network when issues were found and run management information reports for their customers. The data was collected from the network by aggregators and taps, then collated and fed to the network management database. From here, it could be accessed by business users. The testing was manual, slow, and very resource-hungry. To improve efficiency and save costs, an automated call generator was recently installed, and it used existing handsets. This saved valuable time as it meant there was no need for people to visit a test lab to make manual calls. That's quite a saving. The call generator was connected to a control box that allowed testers with firewall access to create new automated tests from anywhere in the world. However, this did not provide reliable and predictable data, both essential for full automation. You may be wondering why the call data was not reliable. With or without handset call automation, the amount of complexity in the radio sites and core network and having to share this network with other projects caused many calls or data sessions to fail because they were being prematurely blocked or dropped. The main requirement was to automate the testing is currently executed on the network monitoring application. This would free up testers to work on other projects and was seen by senior managers as a potential cost saving. We now understand how the current environment works, so it's time to look at opportunities for further automation by examining the benefits of automating the front-end tests. The amount of lost calls was also deemed to be unacceptable for predictive test results, so we will examine ways we can improve the call reliability and call rate to enable automated performance testing. Let's quickly recap the test environment we have been asked to assess for automation efficiencies and cost savings. Handset calls and data have been automated to remove the need for users to visit test labs and make manual calls. These are now controlled and scripted remotely. The handsets generate individual voice and data transactions 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. The calls and data connect to the core network via a radio signal, which is shielded from the live environment. These transactions are then collected from the network by data collection tools, which collate the data and pass it through to the network monitoring database. Business users can then access this information to investigate network issues or generate management or customer reports. We have been asked to suggest various options for automation, especially on the network monitoring front-end system. With this requirement in mind, we could, for example, use an automation tool that simulates user actions. And this could be scripted from anywhere in the world, as long as firewall access has been given. This automation could be phased in using 3 layers. First of all, automate the user actions to prove that reports are generated as expected when using multiple input prompts, such as mobile numbers, customer names, dates, or radio site names. These are basic tests that could be automated quickly. The second set of tests we automate could be to prove that reports have all pages populated, and that the total of all calls equals the subtotal of combined 2G, 3G, and 4G calls, as per this example. The third and most complex automated tests would ensure that voice calls made on the handsets will pass through the network and exactly match the number of calls on the network monitoring reports. Notice the use of prerequisite in this test. We would also need accurate and reliable input data. Let's go back to our diagram to see how this can be achieved. By plugging an automated test tool into the network monitoring application, we could run the first two scenarios without the need for 100% data input accuracy. So, there is no real need for any change in the network setup. However, for the last set of automated tests, which require data accuracy, we would likely use a call simulator and bypass the handsets, radio sites, and core network. The call simulator would be plugged directly into the data collectors. In our example, it was also possible to plug the call simulator directly into the existing control box, allowing remote updates with just a few configuration changes. This is also useful for executing some performance tests. The tool will not restrict data volumes, unlike using handsets, that are restricted by only performing one transaction at a time, and they are also dependent on network latency and reliability. This is now a simplified and far more versatile solution, allowing both functional and performance tests. This does not negate the use of handsets, as these type of calls can often throw up exceptions that were not anticipated. Also, the automated calls on handsets are already in use and paid for, so why not use both tools, the call simulator and the automated calls from handsets, and have the best of both worlds? Let's take a few seconds to look at this solution. It's important to note that this type of automation is mostly efficient on applications that require regression testing. Trying to script automated tests on new applications that are constantly changing would be a huge overhead. It's a lot to take in, so it won't do you any harm to rewatch this tutorial again, as this will help to cement your knowledge. There are so many ways you can automate, and some of the available tools on the market are popping up behind me. We have only scratched the surface, but I hope I have stimulated your thoughts about how you would use automation tools for your own testing. Thanks for watching. For more training and interview insights, use the link below this video. There's lots of useful lessons there, and please subscribe to the channel. It helps us to create more free content. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button for me before you go. Keep learning and improving.